When Sony launched the original FX3 in early 2021, it was a bold step forward for compact cinema cameras. Merging Sony's alpha mirrorless DNA with its professional cinema tech, the FX3 quickly became a favorite among solo creators, documentary filmmakers, wedding videographers, and travel shooters. Its full-frame 12.1 MP sensor, S-Cinetone color science, and stellar low-light capabilities made it a go-to tool for anyone seeking portability and cinematic image quality. But despite its popularity, the FX3 wasn't flawless. Filmmakers often noted its lack of internal RAW recording and the absence of open-gate shooting, features that competitors like Panasonic and Fujifilm were already offering at the time. Fast forward to 2025, and Sony is preparing to release the long-awaited successor, the FX3 Mark II. And from everything we're hearing, this new iteration may just fix the original's biggest limitations. One of the most exciting features coming to the FX3 Mark II is open-gate recording. This was something filmmakers have long wanted, and Sony is finally delivering it in the widely appreciated 3:2 aspect ratio. Open-gate means full sensor readout, ideal for reframing your footage later in post-production for different aspect ratios, whether that be widescreen for YouTube or vertical for social media. No need to shoot multiple takes for different platforms. It's a significant leap forward in flexibility. Another huge upgrade is internal 12-bit RAW recording. The original FX3 required external recorders for RAW, which was a major inconvenience, especially for on-the-go filmmakers. With the Mark II, all that rich, uncompressed data will be captured directly in camera. That means deeper color grading capabilities, smoother tonal transitions, and greater dynamic range without relying on HDMI cables or bulky gear. This internal RAW recording is a game changer for indie filmmakers and content creators looking for uncompromising quality without a full-blown cinema rig. To understand why these features matter, it's important to know what RAW and open-gate really bring to the table. RAW video gives you unprocessed image data directly from the camera sensor. With 12-bit depth, you get far more color information, which is especially helpful when you're pushing colors in post or working in scenes with high contrast. Shadows, highlights, and midtones all retain detail better, offering a huge advantage over compressed 8-bit codecs. Open-gate recording allows filmmakers to utilize the entire sensor, providing a larger canvas for framing and cropping. Whether you're outputting in 16, 9, 2.35, 1, or vertical formats for Instagram Reels, this means one master file can cover all your bases. It also future-proofs your footage, ensuring that your content can be repurposed across platforms without compromising quality. The FX3 Mark II doesn't just bring new features, it keeps what worked well. Speed and real-time autofocus, borrowed from Sony's Alpha series, are expected to return and be even more refined. If you've ever used the A7S III or Alpha one, you'll be familiar with Sony's stellar IAF and subject tracking capabilities. This type of autofocus is crucial in dynamic shooting situations, such as live events, fast-paced interviews, or spontaneous creative projects. For solo operators, this is a major win. You can trust the camera to keep your subject in focus without needing a dedicated focus puller. And in run and gun settings, speed is everything. FX3 Mark II looks to continue delivering in this area. Of course, no camera is perfect. While the original FX3 did feature a built-in fan, it wasn't immune to overheating during long recording sessions at higher resolutions. With the FX3 Mark II, thermal management will be under scrutiny, especially now that the camera is expected to handle 12-bit RAW internally. Sony will need to improve heat dissipation if they want to keep recording times long and uninterrupted. A fanless or quieter cooling design would be a welcome touch as well. When you look at what else is out there, Panasonic's S1H, the Fujifilm X-H2, Blackmagic Pocket 6K, and even Sony's own FX6, the FX3 Mark II finds itself in a very interesting position. It's likely to be smaller and more agile than most of its rivals, including the FX6, making it more suited for handheld work, travel shoots, or tight production environments. The addition of open gate and internal RAW might put it above the S1H in terms of flexibility, and at a potentially lower price point. Sony is clearly targeting creators who want cinema-quality output without the size and complexity of a traditional rig. The FX3 Mark II sits perfectly between the Alpha mirrorless line and the higher-end FX Cinema series. We're also expecting the FX3 Mark II to retain dual card slots, CF Type A and SDU-HS2. This hybrid setup is both a blessing and a curse. It offers flexibility depending on your needs and budget, but CF cards are still expensive, and SD cards don't offer the same performance for high bitrate formats. Ideally, Sony improves buffer management and allows recording redundancy across both formats to ease the transition for creators not ready to invest fully in CF. One of the FX3's standout qualities was its compact, rig-free design. Unlike bulkier cinema cameras that demand cages, rails, and monitors just to get started, the FX3 was ready to go right out of the box. With mounting points, XLR handle unit support, and a minimalist body, it was built for fast, practical shooting. The FX3 Mark II is expected to keep this philosophy intact, which is great news for solo shooters and minimalist filmmakers. Autofocus, usability, and customizable buttons made the original FX3 a dream for one-person setups, and it looks like the sequel will stick to that winning formula. There are still a few question marks hanging over the FX3 Mark II. First, battery life. The original FX3 wasn't known for its endurance, particularly when recording high bitrate footage. If Sony can make the Mark II more power efficient or offer higher capacity battery options, it will significantly boost its appeal for all-day shoots. Second, the price. With all these new features, there's a risk the FX3 Mark II could move into a higher price bracket, possibly alienating indie creators and smaller production teams. Keeping it competitively priced will be essential if Sony wants to maintain its foothold in the mid-tier cinema camera space. All things considered, the Sony FX3 Mark II looks to be a strong evolution of an already beloved camera. By addressing long-standing requests like internal 12-bit RAW and OpenGate 3.2 recording, Sony is clearly listening to the filmmaking community. These additions massively expand the creative flexibility and post-production power of the camera while keeping the core strengths, portability, real-time autofocus, low light performance, and beautiful color science. Sure, there are still potential drawbacks to watch for: overheating, battery life, and cost. But if Sony can deliver improvements in these areas, the FX3 Mark II could become the go-to cinema camera for a new generation of filmmakers. Whether you're shooting a documentary in the jungle, capturing a wedding in low light, or producing cinematic YouTube content, the FX3 Mark II aims to offer high-end performance in a compact, creator-friendly package. It's not just an upgrade, it's a statement that Sony is ready to lead in the evolving world of hybrid content creation. Stay tuned for the official release and final specs. This could be one of the most important camera launches of the year.